If you think your golden age for riding is behind you, these 10 bikes built for strength, comfort, and soul will prove you wrong. Stick around, because the bike that fits you best could be waiting at number 1, and trust me, the last one will surprise you. Number 10. Honda Rebel 500. Sometimes the simplest answer is the best one. For older riders who want a motorcycle that's approachable, low to the ground, and packed with timeless cruiser appeal, the Rebel 500 hits a rare sweet spot. It doesn't overwhelm with size or tech, but it never feels cheap or compromised. It's the kind of bike that welcomes you back to the saddle with confidence. The Rebel 500 is powered by a 471 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine that delivers 45 horsepower and 32 pound-feet of torque. This setup provides smooth, manageable power ideal for relaxed cruising. It's responsive enough to keep things fun, but never aggressive. Lightweight, balanced, and unpretentious, this is a machine that takes the stress out of every ride. What makes the Rebel 500 such a standout for senior riders is how naturally it fits the body. The seat height is low, very low, so even shorter or less flexible riders can flat-foot at stops without strain. The riding position is neutral. The bars fall right where they should, and the mid-mounted foot controls let your knees stay at a comfortable bend. The narrow profile also makes it easier to maneuver in parking lots or tight turns, especially for riders stepping down from heavier cruisers. There's also a quiet dignity to the Rebel's design. With its blacked-out frame, sculpted tank, and classic proportions, it avoids flashy gimmicks and instead leans into a clean, minimalist style that feels more timeless than trendy. There are no loud graphics or oversized fairings here, just a proper, no-nonsense motorcycle that respects its rider. For many senior riders, the Rebel 500 is more than just a beginner bike. It's a return to what riding used to feel like before everything got bloated and complicated. It is easy to ride, easy to maintain, and above all, easy to love. But if you're drawn to something with more vintage soul and old-school charm, the next machine delivers it in spades, with comfort to match. If one of these bikes speaks to you or reminds you of the one that got away, hit that like button and drop a comment. We want to hear which ride still gets your heart turning over. Number 9. Kawasaki W800. You don't build a legacy by chasing trends, you earn it by staying real. That's exactly what makes the W800 stand out. With its vintage charm, no-frills operation, and steady ride quality, this is a bike for riders who remember when motorcycles were mechanical, honest, and built to last. The W800 is powered by a 773 cubic centimeter air-cooled parallel twin that produces 47 horsepower and 46 pound-feet of torque. It uses a 5-speed transmission, traditional chain drive, and classic styling with none of the clutter. Riders get a smooth, mellow delivery of power that's ideal for cruising at moderate speeds and enjoying the road without fighting the machine. What sets the W800 apart is its commitment to the past, in all the right ways. The upright seating position, wide bars, and mid-mounted controls create a naturally relaxed posture that keeps weight off your wrists and your back straight. The vibrations are present but never punishing, reminding you there's a real engine beneath you. It's a bike that makes you feel connected, not cushioned into silence. This one also wins points with riders who value simplicity. There are no screens, no ride modes, no distractions, just analog gauges, clean lines, and a genuine mechanical feel. Whether you're rolling through town or cruising a country back road, the experience is pure, unfussy, and refreshingly authentic. From the polished chrome fenders to the spoke wheels and classic tank badges, every piece of the W800 reflects craftsmanship over flash. For older riders who want a motorcycle that feels like the machines they grew up with, but without the reliability issues that came with them, this one strikes the perfect balance. Of course, it's not about performance or bragging rights. The real appeal here is in the sensation of riding something timeless. The W800 doesn't beg for attention, it earns respect with every smooth mile and every nod from a fellow rider who recognizes quality when they see it. Now imagine that classic styling, but backed by an engine and suspension system that thinks faster than you do. This next ride brings brains and brawn together for serious long-haul comfort. Number 8. Triumph Tiger 1200 GT Explorer. When the road stretches for hundreds of miles and comfort matters just as much as performance, there's one machine that rises to the challenge with British composure and modern muscle. Built for riders who still crave long-haul adventures, the Tiger 1200 GT Explorer proves that age and ambition don't have to be at odds. This grand touring beast is powered by an 1160 cubic centimeter three-cylinder engine that produces 147 horsepower and 95 pound-feet of torque. The braking system includes dual front discs with radial calipers and a single rear disc, paired with a linked anti-lock braking system. Suspension is handled by electronically adjustable semi-active components front and rear, tuned for maximum comfort over changing terrain. The wet weight comes in at 678 pounds. The seat height adjusts between 33.4 and 34.2 inches, and the starting price lands at $24,795. The power delivery is strong and predictable, with a wide torque curve that pulls steadily through every gear. The triple-cylinder layout gives the bike a smooth, balanced character that avoids the harshness of some twin-powered adventure bikes. It's not just about performance, though. This machine is a masterclass in long-distance ride quality. The ergonomics are neutral, with wide bars, a supportive saddle, and just enough adjustability to dial in a personalized fit for all-day comfort. The frame and chassis strike a rare balance between stability and nimbleness, making the ride feel planted at highway speeds and surprisingly manageable at low speed. Heated grips and cruise control come standard, along with an electronically adjustable windscreen that creates a calm pocket of air even at 70 miles per hour. This is not a show pony. It's a serious tool for covering ground with confidence and control. For senior riders who still enjoy taking the long way home, the Tiger 1200 GT Explorer offers the kind of comfort, capability, and maturity that turns every ride into a journey worth remembering. Shift gears with us into something proudly American, lean, muscular, and refined. The next cruiser proves that heritage can still hit hard. Number 7. Indian Scout. Real presence isn't loud. It's carved from steel, history, and grit. The Scout is one of those bikes. It speaks to riders who want American muscle with refinement, and cruiser style without the baggage of excess weight or complexity. This is a machine that looks as good parked outside a diner as it feels rolling down a two-lane highway. Underneath that low stance and iconic silhouette is a 1,213 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled V-twin that produces 100 horsepower and 72 pound-feet of torque. The braking system uses single discs front and rear with floating calipers, and the suspension setup features standard telescopic forks up front and dual shocks in the rear. The dry weight is 561 pounds. The seat height comes in at 25.6 inches, and the starting price is $13,499. This is not a small bike, but it carries its weight low and evenly. The center of gravity is exactly where you want it, giving the Scout an easygoing feel at low speeds and real stability when the road opens up. The throttle response is smooth, the torque is immediate, and the power delivery has that satisfying old-school rhythm without ever feeling rough. What makes the Scout so appealing for senior riders isn't just the performance, it's how natural everything feels. The bars are wide and relaxed, the foot controls are forward but not stretched. The seat is low enough for flat-foot confidence at every stop, and the overall geometry invites longer rides without punishing your back or wrists. It's cruiser comfort, backed by real muscle and balanced by thoughtful design. Visually, it hits all the right notes. The classic tank lines, exposed engine, and minimal bodywork keep things honest and uncluttered. This is a bike for those who want to feel connected to the machine, not surrounded by plastic and menus. And every ride feels like a tribute to the great American road, timeless, powerful, and unmistakably bold. From raw metal to refined motion, let's pivot to a bike that blends sport bike DNA with touring comfort, and does it with precision. Number 6. Yamaha Tracer. 7GT. Versatility often gets overlooked in a world of big engines and flashier chrome, but for riders who value agility, comfort, and dependability in one well-rounded package, the Tracer 7GT earns its place. This is a bike built for real-world riding, light enough for city streets, stable enough for touring, and smart enough to make every mile feel effortless. At the heart of the Tracer is a 689 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine producing 73 horsepower and 50 pound-feet of torque. The braking system includes dual front discs and a single rear disc, backed by a standard anti-lock braking system. Suspension consists of a telescopic front fork and rear monoshock, tuned for comfort with mild sporty feedback. The wet weight is 459 pounds. Seat height stands at 32.9 inches, and the starting price is $11,500. This setup offers smooth acceleration, quick throttle response, and enough power for spirited backroad runs or freeway cruising. What sets the Tracer apart isn't raw power, it's control. The light clutch pull, upright ergonomics, and thoughtful weight distribution make this a bike that listens to its rider. You sit in command, not on edge. Comfort is where the Tracer really earns high marks with seasoned riders. The windscreen is height adjustable, the seat is sculpted for long-distance support, and the foot pegs are placed just right to avoid that cramped, knees-up feeling many mid-size bikes suffer from. Add in integrated hardside cases and heated grips, and you've got a setup designed to ride from sunrise to sunset without needing a break every 45 minutes. Stylistically, the Tracer keeps it clean and modern. No unnecessary bulk, no fake chrome, just a lean, muscular frame that reflects its practical personality. It's not trying to be something it's not. This is a bike that gets the job done day after day without drama or complaints. For older riders who don't need a heavyweight to feel like a motorcyclist, the Tracer offers an honest, comfortable ride that's ready for anything. Some bikes are built to cross states, others are built to cross time zones. This next ride does both, and it does it wearing a suit. Number 5. Yamaha FJR1300 ES. For riders who believe long-distance comfort should never come at the cost of serious performance, few machines walk that line better than the FJR1300 ES. This is not a beginner's bike. It's a purpose-built sport tourer made for those who still chase horizons and want to arrive with their spine intact. Powering this highway-hungry machine is a 1,298 cubic centimeter inline four-cylinder engine that delivers 145 horsepower and 102 pound-feet of torque. The braking system includes dual front discs and a single rear disc with a linked anti-lock braking system. Suspension is electronically adjustable front and rear, tuned for dynamic damping based on rider inputs and road conditions. The wet weight comes in at 640 pounds. Seat height is adjustable between 29.1 and 29.8 inches, and the starting price is $18,399. The FJR offers a refined riding experience from the very first mile. Power delivery is broad and seamless, with torque available low in the rev range and a top end that can still surprise riders used to big twins. The engine is smooth, quiet, and dependable, made for covering ground without fatigue or drama. What makes the FJR so appealing to seasoned riders is its ability to blend luxury and athleticism. The electronically controlled suspension can firm up for canyon carving or soften for highway cruising at the touch of a button. The adjustable windscreen raises and lowers on the fly to match changing weather or personal preference. The riding position keeps your back upright, your knees at a comfortable angle, and your hands right where they need to be. This is a bike designed to reduce fatigue and boost confidence mile after mile. Styling is subtle and clean, with just enough edge to remind you this isn't a couch on wheels. It's a machine built for riders who appreciate sophistication without excess. And while it may not wear chrome or eco-vintage cues, it delivers something just as valuable: absolute trust in its ability to perform. Let's set modern luxury aside for a moment and fire up a machine that delivers the kind of torque and attitude you can feel in your bones. Number 4. BMW R18. Power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it rumbles low and steady. The R18 does exactly that, delivering old-world charm with German precision and the kind of road presence that can't be ignored. It's not trying to compete with anything else. It simply shows up with authority, style, and the largest boxer twin ever made for production. Powering this heavyweight cruiser is a 1802 cubic centimeter air and oil-cooled boxer engine that produces 91 horsepower and 116 pound-feet of torque. The braking system features twin front discs and a single rear disc with a full anti-lock braking system. Suspension consists of telescopic forks in the front and a cantilever monoshock in the rear. The wet weight comes in at 761 pounds. Seat height sits at 27.2 inches, and the starting price is $15,995. The moment you thumb the starter, the engine rocks the chassis gently to the side, that signature boxer movement that reminds you this bike is alive. The torque comes in low, peaking at just 3,000 RPM, which means you never have to wring it out to feel the pull. It's a cruiser in every sense of the word, but one engineered to handle with a level of refinement most cruisers simply don't offer. Comfort is baked into every touch point. The low seat gives you flat foot confidence. The wide bars and relaxed riding triangle encourage long days in the saddle without strain. Despite its size, the R18 handles surprisingly well at low speeds, thanks to its low center of gravity and balanced frame geometry. Visually, it's a stunner. From the exposed shaft drive to the chrome valve covers and double-loop steel frame, every inch of the R18 pays tribute to classic German motorcycle design. But it's not a museum piece. It's a living, breathing machine that brings together heritage and modern reliability in a way few bikes manage. If that last bike felt like a full-course meal, the next one is a shot of bourbon. Smooth, strong, and built to go the distance without weighing you down. Number 3. Kawasaki Versys 650. Not every great ride starts with a thunderous roar. Sometimes it begins with a machine that simply does everything well. The Versys 650 isn't flashy, but it's one of the most dependable, comfortable, and practical motorcycles you can buy today. Built for real-world riding, it's especially appealing to experienced riders who want upright comfort without the bulk of a full-size tourer. Beneath its modest styling is a 649 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine that produces 67 horsepower and 47 pound-feet of torque. The braking system includes dual front pedal discs and a single rear disc with a standard anti-lock braking system. Suspension is handled by a telescopic fork up front and an adjustable monoshock in the rear. The wet weight comes in at 493 pounds. Seat height measures 33.1 inches, and the starting price is $993, $1,399. The power delivery is smooth and responsive with a user-friendly throttle that makes low-speed handling simple. Perfect for parking lots, stop-and-go traffic, or tight curves. It's not about brute force, it's about balance. The engine has enough torque to carry a full load and still pass comfortably on the highway, all while staying calm and manageable in slower riding situations. What separates the Versys from others in its class is how it feels to ride. The seating position is upright and commanding, giving excellent visibility and reducing pressure on your wrists and shoulders. The tall handlebars and mid-mounted foot controls create a relaxed triangle that's perfect for all-day rides. And even though the seat height may seem tall on paper, the narrow profile makes it easy to reach the ground for most riders. It may not win beauty contests, but the Versys is built with a clear purpose. Keep you comfortable and in control no matter the terrain or distance. It's the kind of bike you can ride every day and still look forward to every mile. We've talked refinement. Now let's talk simplicity. Retro lines, mechanical honesty, and a ride that feels like stepping into a perfectly restored memory. Number 2. Royal Enfield Super Meteor 650. There's something undeniably satisfying about a motorcycle that captures the spirit of the past without leaving behind the comfort and reliability of the present. The Super Meteor 650 isn't a high-tech machine loaded with gadgets. It's a true cruiser that brings simplicity, character, and mechanical charm to every ride. Tucked inside its classically styled frame is a 648 cubic centimeter air and oil-cooled parallel twin engine that produces 47 horsepower and 52 pound-feet of torque. The braking system includes a single front disc and a single rear disc with a dual-channel anti-lock braking system. Suspension comes from upside-down forks up front and twin shocks at the rear. The wet weight is 531 pounds, seat height is 29.1 inches, and the starting price is $7,399. From the moment you settle into the low sculpted saddle and reach for the wide handlebars, it's clear the Super Meteor is made for relaxed cruising. The engine is tuned for smooth torque delivery and low-end pull, giving it that classic twin-cylinder feel that rolls on gently but never feels sluggish. It's not built for speed. It's built for enjoyment, for watching the road unfold ahead without any pressure to push or prove anything. The foot-forward riding position lets your legs stretch out naturally. The bars sweep back to meet your hands without any awkward reach. It's an ergonomic setup that welcomes long rides, especially for riders who want to avoid the cramped triangle of sportier bikes. The seat is deeply padded and supportive, offering excellent comfort for those longer Saturday afternoon rides. Styling is a huge part of the experience here. The teardrop tank, chrome detailing, cast alloy wheels, and relaxed stance make the Super Meteor look like it rolled right out of a custom shop. But under the classic lines is modern reliability and fuel injection that ensures you'll spend more time riding and less time wrenching. If you've ever wanted a cruiser that feels old school without feeling outdated, this one checks every box. And now, the one that started it all. Affordable, approachable, and trusted by riders from coast to coast. You might think you've seen it before, but not like this. If this list has you thinking about your next ride, don't leave it there. Hit subscribe and ride with us through every chapter, because the best bikes for real riders are just getting started. You won't want to miss them. Number 1. Triumph Bonneville T120. Some motorcycles don't need to shout to be heard. The Bonneville T120 is one of those machines, quietly competent, endlessly stylish, and built for riders who understand that comfort and capability matter more than flash or fury. For senior riders in 2025, the Bonneville offers a riding experience that feels familiar, manageable, and refreshingly pain-free. It brings the best of classic British design together with modern engineering to deliver a motorcycle that doesn't just look good, it feels right. This model produces 79 horsepower from an 1120 cubic centimeter parallel twin engine and delivers 77.4 pound-feet of torque. Braking is handled by dual front discs with 2-piston Brembo calipers and a single rear disc supported by a full anti-lock braking system. Suspension includes a 41mm cartridge fork in the front and twin preload adjustable shocks in the rear. The Bonneville T120 has a wet weight of 520 pounds, a seat height of 31.1 inches, and a starting price of $13,295. The first thing older riders notice when they throw a leg over the Bonneville is how natural it feels. The seating position is upright and relaxed, with wide handlebars that eliminate the need to lean forward or hunch over. The foot pegs are positioned for a neutral stance, not cramped or kicked back like sportier bikes. That means no hip strain, no lower back compression, and no post-ride soreness. It's the kind of setup that lets you ride for hours without shifting around to stay comfortable. One of the standout features for aging riders is the clutch. Triumph's Torque Assist clutch is light and easy to operate, even for those with wrist or finger fatigue. Combined with the smooth throttle and linear power delivery, the Bonneville becomes a remarkably easy motorcycle to control at any speed. Whether you're rolling through a quiet town or opening up on a scenic country road, the engine gives you just enough torque to stay engaged without ever becoming overwhelming. In 2025, the Bonneville T120 stands out as one of the most complete motorcycles for senior riders. It's simple without being basic, refined without being fragile, and stylish without being impractical. For those who still crave the open road but want a ride that respects aging joints, the Bonneville offers a confident, comfortable, and dignified return to two wheels. It proves that sometimes the best bike for your back is also the one that speaks to your